Hi, good evening. Um, this is in continuation with what we started yesterday for class 8th A and 8th B. And as I promised yesterday, when we finished the last format, advertisements, we did the first one, which was classified advertisement. And today we'll do commercial advertisements. So let's just get on the format. So, commercial advertisements means, of course, both of these advertisements. The word advertisement means when you're trying to advertise something, you're trying to sell something, you're trying to make people aware of the product or the place or any kind of thing that you're trying to put up in the market. Um, the classified advertisement, as you remember, was something that has to usually comes in a box because every word is charged in the newspaper. That is an advertisement that you put in the newspaper for any kind of thing that you want to put up in the market or sell or rent or lease. Commercial advertisements also are meant to sell a product or a place or a property or rent out a property, or you want to sell any kind of automobile or land or anything that you can imagine. So commercial advertisements, commercial means when you're trying to make money out of it, have to be visually appealing and always aimed at the target audience. When you're trying to sell something, you just cannot cover everything in a box and say, this is something really special and I'm going to show it to only that person who agrees to sell it. No, it doesn't work like that. When you're trying to sell something in the market, you have to, because advertisement is one of the most competitive fields in the market. So you have to make sure that why your product is better than the other product. So let's say, for example, you're trying to sell a toothpaste. So you'll see there are so many different brands of toothpaste, varieties of toothpaste in with different flavors, in the market. Why would someone buy your brand and leave the other one? Whereas, so you have to make sure that your product is more attractive. Although it may have the same features, but you need to project it in a way, sell it in such a way that the consumer, the person who's purchasing, will be assured that your product is better than the other one. That is the trick of advertisement. The visual means it has to look very attractive. Appeal means it needs to attract the customer, the consumer. Of the advertisement should not take the customer's attention away from the value of the product. Let's say, for example, um, I think I've been using Colgate as a toothpaste from the time that I remember I started brushing my teeth. So it is a trusted brand. I hope we do agree. This is just an example. You can use any brand that you use in your family. It is very difficult um, to deviate from that brand. You know, to go to some other brand. Why? Because and this has been achieved with years of trust. Because maybe the product did prove to be what it says when it's trying to sell. So this is what it means, that the visual, of course, the product also, matters the most, and one of the most important thing that you are focusing on is the quality. But at the same time, the visual, when you're looking at the product, and when or the way the product is sold, also holds a very important part. So headline, how would you write it? Make a box. Headline is the heading. Start with an attractive headline containing a good amount of keywords. Before that, commercial advertisements can be written in 50 words, and it comes, and the word limit, the weightage of marks is 4 to 6 marks. Anything between 4 to 6 In case if you're in your final examinations or any kind of examinations when you're sitting, if you find that the weightage of marks is 4 or 5, sometimes maybe 3, don't get baffled. Just stick to whatever is taught in the class for any format that has been taught in the class. Okay. So the right, start with an attractive. The heading should be very, very catchy, very attractive. Because we are trying to sell something, so it has to be very, very appealing. The right headline must catch the attention of the reader and create the right impact. It means that when the person is trying to read the heading, it should leave such an impression that yes, what is it that the has come in the market and I really want to know. Let me just try it once. So something like that. Make sure that the title is powerful and informative enough to impress and convince the reader to purchase your product without the requirement to read the whole ad, the whole advertisement. Understand this thing. When we are trying to sell something, when we are in the selling business, particularly people who are in the advertisement field, they know the weakness of the consumer. They know what are the weaknesses of the customer. You know, we in our society, in an Indian society, the skin color is a major problem. You know, everybody wants to be fair. God knows why. But I think everyone, I think there will be a time when we want our animals also to be fair. Why? I have no clue. So, and this is a booming business in the market. Fairness creams and fairness products and moisturizers and God knows what all. So, and the person who's, the manufacturer, they know the weakness of Indian society that everyone wants to be fair, white as milk. That's how they portray it. So it is very easy to convince the consumer to buy something that he or she has always dreamt of. You know, in Urdu, there's a very beautiful verse. It says it goes like "Dukti rag pe haath rakhna." That means you know what the consumer wants, and even though you know that these creams will not make you fair or milk white or God knows whatever complexion, different kind of shades that you are looking for, but then the temporary lighter shade of your complexion can be achieved with that cream, and people go for it. Anyone can go for it. That is how our culture is. So this is what these lines mean, that you should know what you are trying to sell, and the consumer, when he's reading that product advert, the advertisement of that product, he should know that, oh, this is what I was looking for. And so he should be convinced to buy this product, your product, without reading the whole story. So focus on the product, and you as a seller, you have to focus on what you're trying to sell. Most people make a mistake of focusing on the company on their headline instead of the product. Let's say, for example, I'm talking about Maggie noodles. So I should be focusing on Maggie noodles as an instant noodle, rather than focusing on the company which manufactures Maggie noodles, called Nestle. So I should be focusing on the product. This is what he's trying to say. The reader is trying. Sorry, the publisher is trying to say. Experts always recommend to center the headline on the product instead of the company. Remember that the customer is interested in your product and not the company. Nobody, cares uh, about the annual turnover or the reputation of Nestle as a company. You know, the buyer is interested more in the product, in more in Maggie as a noodle. Include benefits. Sometimes we are really our society, in that includes me also. I get happy like a small kid if I find something, if I get something free of cost with a product. Let's say, for example, if I'm trying to buy a 5 liter refined oil, and if I get 1 extra liter, nothing like it. And I have seen people who go to buy to a grocery store, and then they are trying to ask, as in, what are the things which are included with some free products, and then they buy it. So such is the craze of getting something for free, like small children. So make sure you include the product benefits. This will give the customer a clear idea. Sometimes you must have seen that people are trying to sell tea leaves, and the advertiser is trying to sell tea leaves, and then they'll claim that the first 100 tea bags which are tea packets sold has a gold coin, or the first 100 packets of detergent powder has a gold coin in it. So this is just to make the customer inquisitive enough to buy that product, for the greed of a gold coin. And keeping in mind that the consumer also knows that not everyone will get a gold coin. It is just a matter of luck. Mention features of the product. You need to mention, what are you selling, what are the qualities. If I'm trying to sell Colgate as a toothpaste, I need to make sure that I mention what are the qualities, and how many different flavors that does this toothpaste come in, and things like that. And any advantages it may have, of course, endorsements by celebrities. You must have seen nowadays every product that comes in the market has is advertised or by a celebrity, by a film personality, or a movie, or sorry, a TV personality, someone very famous. And people get convinced, oh, so it's almost like Salman Khan trying to sell a beverage. And you will say, okay, if Salman Khan drinks, why not I? Such is a trust with celebrities, for common people like you and I. And the advertising companies, they are very smart enough, clever enough to hire these people, these celebrities, because they know, again, the weak point of the consumer. It is a good idea to use simple and easy to understand language to create the best effect on your target. Use simple language, very easy language that even an uneducated consumer can also understand. Because you're focusing on every kind of consumer. Not only the rich, not only the educated, not only the young. So you're focusing on everyone. Brand name. Though we need to focus on the product, the brand name is equally important. Brand is something that we fall for very easily. It's almost like, oh, I have a Levi's jeans, a pair of jeans. So you get attracted by the brand. And brand is something that is very difficult to get away from. And should be prominently displayed so that customers can identify. If I am trying to sell a Colgate toothpaste, my brand as a Colgate has to be written in bold and big, so that the consumer knows, the buyer knows, that this product is something that I can trust. Brand name is very, very, very important along with the product. So this is how the story goes, and I hope you need to keep these things in mind when you're writing the advertisement. There's a example also. Say, for example, on page number 239, this advertisement is about a brand called Tiger Tires. They are selling automobile tires. So the first thing that the heading is so attractive. It says the tireless tire. You can put some visual images also. Visual means you can put some pictures also, in order to attract your advertisement. So it says super fast, super smooth, small mileage, and then it has given all the qualities and things like that. So this is how. So, and in the advertisement, the Tiger tires, there's a visual picture of a tiger, and it has been compared along right across the page. You can see that there's a big automobile tire. So in order, what the advertiser is doing is he's trying to sell the tiger, comparing it with a tiger, the strength of a tiger, or maybe the shelf life of the tire, sorry. And there's another example on the next page, 240 also. I want you to do attempt any two of these advertisements that we have. Question number one, two, three on page number 40. No, of course I'll mention it in the assignments.